of being a father and a mother of 5 children in New York City is definitely there, but it's not like the kids have a lot to, they're very young, and you can have conversations in front of them. Like, 9 years old, they know what's going on. He probably smokes cigarettes, this kid. They know what's going on. So, but when they're like 5 or 4, there's a different dynamic going on. It was very strange casting the woman who plays my wife, because, obviously I had to sleep with all the women that auditioned. And, no, but all the women that auditioned, my wife chose the woman who would play my wife on the show. And then Adam Goldberg's in it, and Michael Ian Black. And so it's fun. It's an interesting thing.
Well, you mentioned backstage that you've got a date in Winnipeg.
Yes.
Yep. Any other stand-up thing? I know you were here doing stand-up just last year or earlier this year.
Yeah.
Any plans to come back with a tour?
I'm going to be in Windsor. I don't know how far away that is, but if everyone could move down there, that would be great.
Right after this.
And yeah, that would be good. The show's not till February, but you might want to move now and meet some people to go to the show.
I think I am done, but we've got a few minutes if there are any questions that you have for Jim. I'll just open it to the floor. Right here.
Do you have a name for the series?
What's that?
Do you have a name for the series?
It's, I didn't want it to be narcissistic, so I called it the Jim Gaffigan Show.
Any other? Oh, right here. 9-year-old.
Oh, here's the mic.
Hi, I'm David, and I really like you.
What's your name?
David.
All right.
I have 2 questions.
Yes, David.
Do your kids think you're funny, and which one of your kids is funniest?
Oh, that's interesting. They still think I'm funny. That's not to say that they won't eventually resent me. But I don't know. It changes a lot. Do you have brothers and sisters? Oh, that's your brother, and that's your sister? These, I don't even know, I can't hear anything, but I'll just act like I know what you're saying. But they're all kind of funny in different ways. And, I'm one of 6 kids, and I feel like, I had 3 older brothers, and I feel like I'm kind of a combination of those 3 older brothers' kind of sense of humor. So, I'm not going to answer your question about my kids. But I'll keep talking. And what was that was 2 questions. I know what to add. Anyone else? This guy? What's my platform?
What is your platform? Political platform?
My political platform?
For Prime Minister.
Oh, for Prime Minister?
What is your political platform?
That's a good question. I want to bring back the war on cars. No, I don't know. I just heard someone talk about that. So, my platform is, first of all, free guacamole. It's illegal to charge extra for guacamole. All guacamole should be chunky. Thank you. That's right. I think, also, I don't think that you're allowed to charge more than 50 cents for a bottle of water. I think that's really annoying. And more real-looking people on television. That's what I'm also looking for. I've been listening to that.
Any other questions? Right here.
I have a social media question for you.
All right, it's called the internet. It's this box that lives in your computer. Sorry, go on.
I've noticed this. I do follow you. And I noticed
noticed you follow me. I have private investigators following me. That's all right, go on.
But,
I'll stop interrupting. Go on.
I've noticed one of the things that I see is that you really engage and interact with your followers. You have conversations with them. And I think that that's a very important aspect of social media. And I think my question is, the two things that seem to be very important on social media when it comes to, like branding and all that is one, the content, but also engagement. Which one do you think is more important than the other one? Like, do you think your followers mostly follow you in for your content, or as well that they like the fact that you're engaging and, kind of?
I think that's an interesting. I think content is way more important. But I think, the strange thing is, I used to be on Facebook. I have a fan page on Facebook. But the thing I like about Twitter is that there is no expectation of engagement. And so if you don't, I think there's an understanding that it might be read, but the strange thing is that you can't engage everyone on Twitter. So like, if I engaged your 9-year-old son, you might think, oh, that's funny. But it's also like, I'm 48 years old. Why am I talking to a 9-year-old stranger? So there is a bit of the engagement, I think, is weird because some people, you only talk to people you know, or blah, blah, blah. It can be a fine line. So that's what I like about Twitter, is that you can put out jokes. And as I mentioned, I kind of use it if I think of an idea or I'm annoyed in an airport, I can think out loud on Twitter. But it's a fine line, it's because everyone is, the internet's weird and it's filled with weirdos, and you don't want to be one of those weirdos. Anyway, I'm a great guy.
I think there was a question over here. The man with the cat. We have room for
Wave
this.
your arm
Maybe
more.
one
You
more.
don't look crazy doing it.
My question's a bit different. We're going to go get a burger after this and then hit an open mic. Do you want to come?
That's a good question. No. Not because you're some weirdo. No, I have to go to the airport. But thank you. But I wouldn't have gone either way. But I do love you.
One more question right here, the man in the navy blue sweater.
Yeah, you've written 2 books now.
Which kind is
I'm ready.
wave your hand like that lunatic. Thank you.
You've written 2 books,
Yes.
and you're at a book fair.
Yes.
But you've had some bits in the past where you make fun of reading.
I know.
So, can you explain yourself?
Have you ever contradicted yourself, sir? No, that's a very good point. And that's why, it's interesting because my comedy, or what I aspire my comedy to be, is kind of an exploration of the it. Like, I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to eat anything but cheeseburgers, but if I'm walking around, I obviously consume some vitamins. Well, you can't just exist on cheeseburgers and beer. And, there is part of me there's a dark side of me that is too lazy to read. Like, I'd rather see the movie. But we were having this conversation backstage. There is a part of me that remembers, like, when I used to read a play a week and I was going through all these classics, like I'm reading Dubliner, and all this stuff, where I read David Copperfield and I was like, this is great. So I aspire, and my kids are big consumers of books. So I bring them in a bookstore and I say, I'll buy you any book, I don't care. And my wife hates it because we're just bringing stuff back to a crowded apartment. So I aspire and I appreciate the value of reading. I'm just saying that I am lazy, and that in the end I might enjoy watching Homeland rather than reading, The Innovators, which I have on my desk. So there is something about it's just a joke, but yeah, I aspire to be a better man, and that's why I want to be your new mayor.
So that brings the Q&A portion of this event to an end. If you would like to get Jim to sign copies of Food, A Love Story, please head over to Indigo's official book selling table for the Inspire main stage. I believe it's right over there. And then make your way to the official signing area to meet Jim and maybe feed him or talk to him.
Yeah.
A couple more things. All weekend long, there are more Inspire interviews, author signings, panel discussions. Tomorrow morning, right here at 10 o'clock, the romance author Debbie McComber is going to be talking about her new book, Mr. Miracle. And finally, I would like to thank a few people, Kayla Calder, Gabby Abrahams at Inspire, Francis Bedford, and Shona Cook at Penguin Random House, and especially the men of the hour, right here, charming fellow, Mr. Jim Gaffigan. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Don't run away from me. Thank you. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for staying there. Everyone else looking at him like he made a mistake. Thanks, you guys. Maybe I'll see you over there and I'll give you an awkward handshake.